Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
I'm with Ashwani Mahajan, National Co-convener of the Swadeshi Jagran Manch, an RSS affiliate, very powerful, very influential in the Modi government. Ashwani ji, welcome to The Print. Sir, सबसे पहले तो मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहूँगी कि you have witnessed for the last several days, farmers have घेराव Delhi. There has been a lot of protests. वो दिन रात जो है farm bills या farm laws के खिलाफ काफी बोल रहे हैं, प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं और 2-3 राउंड्स भी हो चुके हैं गवर्नमेंट के साथ. भारत बंद भी है, तो इस पे आपकी क्या प्रतिक्रिया है?
To put the things in a right perspective, हमें ये समझना पड़ेगा कि ये जो नए फार्म एक्ट्स आए हैं, नए कानून आए हैं, जिस तरह से ये कहा जा रहा है कि इसको पूरी तरह से वापस लेना चाहिए, मुझे लगता है कि ये सही नहीं है, क्योंकि these farm acts have been brought with good intentions and they are for the benefit of the farmers.
Right.
There are 3 farm acts. One is about the mandis. Now the farmers can sell outside the APMC mandis.
Right.
Though APMC mandis would exist, but they can sell in the private markets, private mandis. They can sell directly. They can sell on the farm gates. Anybody can go and purchase from the farmer. So it is supposed that they will be getting a better price,
right,
for the produce, because we know farmers are not in a very good shape right now in the country. Secondly, the second farm act is about the contract farming.
Right.
And, now the companies can enter into contracts with the farmers, and farmers can in turn produce the goods which are demanded, which are required by the companies, by the food processors, and they will get an assured market and assured price determined previously.
Okay.
And the third thing is about the Essential Commodities Act. Today we are dealing with plenty. We are dealing with surpluses. Earlier we used to have shortages, and due to shortages we required Essential Commodities Act so that nobody can hoard, nobody can do black marketing and so on. But since now we are dealing with surpluses, we need more and better warehousing, cold storages and all, and for that we had to amend the Essential Commodities Act. But however, we need to understand that whenever you are dealing with such a sector, the Indian agriculture is not so very straight and simple. There are issues in the Indian agriculture, especially with regard to the marketing. Earlier on, the traders used to exploit the farmers. Farmers used to go to APMC mandis and they used to form cartels, and they used to procure goods from the farmers at a very low price. And this is the rule of the game.
Okay.
Now when the APMC mandis are out and the private procurement can be made by the companies themselves, they are somebody had said that they are sharks. They are big companies.
Do you agree with that definition, that they are sharks?
These companies, those who are purchasing, like you have Cargill. The number one international company procuring goods.
Yes.
Obviously, they would like to procure at the lowest price so that they can have the maximum profits.
Okay.
And for that, they can form cartels. And cartelization is nothing new. We know that these companies can form cartels, and they had been forming cartels earlier too. Yes. Now, if they do so, the farmers will be at loss, and farmer is the weakest link in the whole chain. Okay. And therefore we need to protect him. And how can we protect him? Since government is there, because companies can fend for themselves, they they charge whatever price they wish, irrespective of the cost of production. They charge whatever they think the price is good, okay, they will charge. But farmers are not, that strong. And therefore, it is the government which has to fend for the farmer. They have to protect the farmer so that nobody can exploit them. You see, and
you feel that these farmers could be exploited by these sharks, by these big companies?
Yeah, definitely. Why not? And therefore, they should not be at loss. So, what happens? The government, for the purpose of determining the minimum support price, they every year, this is a continuous process. Every year, the cost of production is estimated for all the crops on which the MSP is paid by the government.
Yes.
And there is a set formula for that. And now, if you know what is the cost of production, and if the government says, yes, anybody, whether it's the government or it is non-government, whether they are purchased from the mandis or from outside the mandis, this price should not be altered. It should not be lower than this price.
Okay.
You can, if you want to purchase at a higher price,
there should be a minimum support price.
There should be a minimum floor price, and floor price has to be based on cost of production. And since there is a definite definition about the MSP, obviously the farmers would say the government has done such a good thing in the last 3-4 years. They had raised the MSP from cost plus 10%, 12%, 13% to cost plus 50% based on the commitment made by the BJP in their manifesto. They did it in their last inning only.
Yes.
And we must give credit to the government for doing so. Now since it is defined, farmers are obviously wanting that, yes, we should get the MSP as the minimum price, whether it is purchased by the government or by private people. Right. However, the people in the government might be thinking, I don't know what they are thinking, but they might be thinking that, yes, this is something which is an interference with the markets. You see, but in the markets also, the MRP is decided by the companies. At whatever price they want to sell, they sell, irrespective of the cost of production. Now it is the cost, and this is highly legitimized, and therefore this MRP can be decided by the government.
The MSP can be decided by the government.
Yeah, the MRP. What I'm saying is for farmers it is retail price only. So okay, you want to purchase it from me, you take it at this price, and this MSP is considered to be the most acceptable price for the farmers.
Sure. So Ashwani ji, have you conveyed your concerns to the government?
We have time and again conveyed our concerns, and this is in open now. Everybody knows that what Swadeshi Jagran Manch wants from the government.
But who have you been speaking to?
In the government, those who are concerned.
No, but does the Prime Minister know about it? Does Modi ji know? Does Amit Shah know? The Home Minister?
I don't think the communication is so bad.
Sorry, I didn't understand. So are you saying that
I don't think communication is so bad that the people in the government don't know what different segments in the society are thinking. In fact, ours is a very explicit kind of suggestion.
But what is your suggestion? That the MSP should be reintroduced back in the law, is it?
See, MSP, they say, was never in the law.
Okay.
We understand that MSP was never in the law. It is an administrative decision. But what we are saying is that these 3 laws were also not in the part of the law. And therefore, if these 3 laws have been made and they have been made part of the law, then why can't we make another law and make it obligatory for any buyer to purchase at not less than MSP.
So you're saying that the government should introduce another law through which they make an MSP, and that should be mandatory for all those who are buying from the farmers. That should be the minimum support price, right?
There can be two methods. One, you bring another law, or you make amendment in this law.
Okay, so that is what you have conveyed to the Prime Minister.
Yeah, and this is not the only thing we have conveyed.
Okay.
This is not the only thing which we want.
Okay.
The second thing is about the contract farming. In contract farming, this is a good beginning. But you see, if you see in contract also there could be disputes, and dispute resolution mechanism has always been a bane of contention.
Okay.
You see, right from the very beginning, you see, we have been looking at this law since 2001-2, when during Atalji's regime, this model contract farming agreement was brought in and was sent to the states for the passage, and also about the private mandis. And at that point of time, Swadeshi Jagran Manch came out with a report suggesting that this contract farming, there should be more equal treatment with the farmers. And I'm happy that since then many changes have been made in this contract farming act. However, the bane of contention is that of one of contention is that you have a dispute resolution mechanism where you are asking resolution of disputes through a arbitration process, and if arbitration process fails, then you have to go to the SDM. What we are asking for is that farmers cannot approach SDMs. Me and you also cannot approach SDMs. How can the farmers do the same? So what we are asking for is that you have a dispute resolution mechanism such that there are farmers courts on the lines of the consumer courts. You and me can always go to the consumer court, get resolutions, and similarly the farmers can also go. So the farmers court should be there rather than this kind of dispute resolution mechanism. The third thing which we are asking for is that the farmers so far had been having an ATM in the form of an arti. So these traders in the mandis, Artiyas, they can always approach Artiyas and the traders. Okay, I'll be bringing my stuff to you. You kindly give me some money in advance. So they used to give. So once Sushma Swaraj said on the floor of the parliament that Artiyas are like an ATM to the farmers. What we are asking for is that once we are doing away with one kind of ATM, because they will not be going to the mandis anymore. If they sell directly, then there should be another form of ATM, and that ATM is the company. Once the farmer has committed his land for the inputs provided by the company, why can't companies start paying right from the sowing till harvesting in installments? Why a farmer should be made to wait till the harvest and he will get money after then? So this is yet another issue we have asked for.
From the beginning, these companies who are ultimately going to buy the wheat or the rice or whatever other the produces, right from the start, from the sowing itself, they should give a little bit of money in terms of
installments.
Or installments in terms of. So these three suggestions.
Fourth thing which we have suggested is that anybody with a PAN card can go and purchase from the farmer, and he will get 30 days time to make payment. Why should that be the case? Once that there should be a registration of the buyers those who are buying, they should have a registration number, so that there is some safe clause for the farmers. And secondly, a farmer should be paid their money immediately when the crop is picked up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Why should he wait for 1 month? He should not be made to wait for 1 month. And so immediate payment should be made. So these are the kinds of the things which we think are very essential to make these 3 farm laws, which are very good. To
So
make it best.
When were these concerns conveyed to the Prime Minister?
Prime Minister, we have never conveyed to the Prime Minister, but those who matter in the decision making, we have conveyed these things to the people concerned.
No, but in the decision making inside the government, or where?
Inside the government, obviously.
So this would be at what? The Agriculture Minister? Who would you be talking to?
You see, this is since you are talking to us as a person from an organization,
We are citizens.
which is taking inspiration from RSS. So we have our own ways of conveying and doing things.
Okay, so you have conveyed. So you have conveyed it to the RSS, and
we have conveyed it. We have conveyed it to the government as well.
Okay, so now tell me something, Ashwani ji. You knew that the laws were passed in the monsoon session of Parliament, right? It's been 3 months now that this has happened. So why is it that at that time when the laws were being debated in Parliament, उस वक्त क्यों नहीं आपकी बात हुई?
हमने उसी समय बता दिया था.
Laws pass होने से पहले.
पास होने से पहले भी बता दिया, उसके बाद भी बता दिया. सितंबर में आप देखेंगे तो हमने खूब मीडिया में भी ये बात आई थी. Since September, this is there. It's not that today we are saying it.
Okay.
We had said it time and again, and in fact, prior to the passage of the bills, the organization which is our sister organization, Bharatiya Kisan Sangh, they had a series of meetings with the government, and they had conveyed their concerns since then.
So now that these protests that you're seeing happening around Delhi, did you expect it that this would happen?
You see, I can't say, but you see, we are emotionally with the farmers. However, what we think is that, you see, asking for the total withdrawal of the bills, total withdrawal of these acts which are in the best interest of the farmers, this is not a very wise demand.
Why not? If you are going to introduce new bills or you're going to amend these laws, so
what we are saying is that you make amendments in these laws so that they can be made best out of it. But asking for withdrawal and then continuing with the same old thing, keeping the farmers poor, that's also not good. And therefore, what we are saying is that politicking is not required. What we have to do is we need to make the lives of the farmers better. We could have, you see, had it been being the going along with the government, would have said, oh, these are so good laws. But since we want that they should serve the best, they should serve the farmers in the best possible manner, and therefore we are asking for these suggestions to be included in the laws. But asking for total withdrawal and keeping the farmers poorer like ever, so that again is politics, nothing more than that.
So you feel that there should be a via media, a compromise between the farmers as well as the government?
Yeah, I don't think compromise is the right word.
Okay.
Government should come out with a very clear understanding. Yes, we are for the best treatment for the farmers, and if farmers think that this minimum support price guaranteed in the market, whether it is purchased by the government or by the private parties, this is the best way forward, then government should come out on its own. Why there should be any discussion? Why should there be any bargaining sort of a thing.
But sir, आप बताइए मेरे को कि for the last several days the farmers have surrounded Delhi, right? पहले तो एक ही border पे थे, Singhu border, अब बाकी borders को भी उन्होंने घेराव कर दिया है. But there have been 2 or 3 rounds of talks. अब एक और round होने वाला है 1-2 दिन के बाद. But my question is that should should the government, should they meet the farmers in their protest sites? अभी तो विज्ञान भवन में बुला के उनसे बात हो रही है. आप भी देख रहे हैं कि फर्श पे बैठ के जो किसान है वो अपना
That is not the best way. That is not the best way. Every every tussle, every war ultimately ends at the table. Therefore, that is not the good way of handling it in that manner. What I feel is that
what is not a good way of handling. I didn't understand.
This is what, as you are saying, that government going to the farmers there and talking to them. It's a mob mentality. Okay. What we are asking for is, you see, government has to come forward, giving them this solution that yes, the MSP, and in fact, I had been talking to the many farm leaders, and these farmers leaders are one on this issue. That they were, I have met the Bharatiya Kisan Union people, I have met many others. They are not asking for withdrawal of the bill. They were never. This is a very new demand. They were only asking for these changes, which we are also asking for. They had said time and again. In one of the TV interviews at BBC, even a Congress representative said, whatever Swadeshi Jagran Manch is saying, if that is accepted by the government, it is acceptable to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think now? Do you feel that there was a communication failure on the part of the government?
Actually, I think, you see, I have, even during RSEP days, I had been saying that government intentions are good. And in fact, government never wanted to enter into RSEP. It was started with Congress regime, and government was forced to enter into RSEP. However, they were never interested.
No, but last year
when 2004, let me complete. In 2015, April 2015, there was a meeting, and in which Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman was present, and many of the people, from the government, from the media even, and from intelligentsia, academics, everybody was present, and it was decided that RSEP will not happen.
Okay.
In 2015. However, because of the insistence by the bureaucrats, and I found those bureaucrats in that meeting also, those who were insisting that okay, we should continue with the engagement in RSEP. In the name of engagement, then they said, oh, we were engaged for so long. Now let us marry. So that is not good. So we told
what
them.
Is the fear of joining RSEP now there is a 15-member bloc. Soon there is a new administration in America. Canada has said it will join. Suppose America joins, तो उनका इतना बड़ा trading bloc हो जाएगा. India is going to be left out of it. तो India का क्या करेगा बाहर बैठ के?
आपने अभी सुना होगा कि China has imposed 200% duty on Australian wines.
But Australia is a member of RSEP.
Yeah, it is. But China has imposed. Now, China is never a good trade partner. They have ruined everybody's industry, everybody's manufacturing, including of US, of many other countries, including ours. So 130 countries have got trade deficit with China. So why should we, who are suffering because of the China, should enter into a bloc? It's like a suicide, and we opted out of the suicide. And in fact, if other countries are doing it, for example, you have Japan and Australia, those who are members of Quad, those who are already entering into the military exercises in the sea. Now, on the one hand, they are exercising against China, and on the other hand, they are joining RCEP. It's unimaginable.
Why?
And
unimaginable?
Trade and war cannot go together.
But then why is Japan and Australia doing this?
Yeah, in fact, Japanese chief negotiator met me, and he asked about our engagement in RCEP, whether it will be possible at any point of time or not. We said no, we are not going to be the part of it. Okay. Then within 3 days, Japan announced that they will not join. And suddenly some changes have happened. But I tell you, still the member countries have got 2 years time, and they will have to go to their respective parliaments, and they will decide it in their domestic constituency whether they have to join it or not. And I am very sure the kind of international atmosphere exists. RCEP is not going to happen.
But sir, today you have, like you mentioned, 4 countries in the Quad, out of which 2 have decided to join. They are inside the RCEP today, Australia and Japan.
They are not. They have simply signed that they have given the intent of joining. Right. However, there is a 2 years time. They will have to go to their domestic constituency. They will have to seek permission from their respective parliaments, and then only they will be joining. In the meanwhile, what I feel is in the last 1 year, the whole atmosphere has changed. It is very, very strange that this agreement has been reached there. But I still feel that this RCEP is not going to see the light of the day.
But tomorrow, the Biden administration, when he comes to power in January, on the 24th of January, he takes over and becomes president. Suppose he says, ki, Achha, let us have a deal with China, and we will also be in some way.
It's not going to happen. I have written a lot about it. You see, China is today the biggest threat to US is China. How can Biden administration also can go even a step ahead to make China greater than US? So in any case, whosoever comes, he will think of making America great. They will not think of making China great.
Okay, so you don't think that they will join RCEP. But coming back to the farmers' question, now there are lots of big companies, like you mentioned, Cargill, then also Pepsi, big companies, multinationals who are buying seeds, who are selling to the Indian farming community. Do you think that should also stop?
What I feel is that the biggest gainers in this whole game of contract farming, what these companies are thinking are going to be they only. And
these multinational companies. But we have to take proper care of this. What can you do? What can you do?
For example, see, these companies would be interested in selling GM seeds, and GM seeds are not part of the law today, and we are not going to let it happen at any point of time, because GM is against the environment, against the health, and there are so many issues pending, and the matter is pending even before the Supreme Court. So it's not going to happen. So I don't think at any point of time these companies are going to get any benefit out of it. They would definitely try to.
But do you think they should not be allowed to come into the country? That they should be banned?
Swadeshi Jagran Manch is not for banning the multinational corporations, but they should act according to the law of the land. Okay. Since they are here as with the under international agreements, and they have come here, they have brought FDI here. So what we say is that, number one, they should honor our laws, rules, and secondly, they should not impact our employment, and they should not impact the poor people. For example, e-commerce companies. We are not against e-commerce, but when these e-commerce companies bring in money, burn their cash, and push out our small shopkeepers out of the market, then we are against them. We are not against e-commerce.
But
similarly,
that is what companies like Amazon and all these.
Yeah, this is what they do.
Yeah.
This is what they do.
So you're not in favor of that?
Similarly, Monsanto and other companies had been working here. But if they try to bring in GM food, which is against the law of the land, we are against them. We will oppose them. We will not let it happen. If they try to exploit our farmers by charging unfair royalties, we are against them. And we were the ones, those who compelled the government to do away with the royalty being paid to the Monsanto for BT cotton seeds. And today the royalty is zero.
सर वो तो बहुत पुरानी कहानी है, लेकिन आज की तारीख में आप मुझे ये बताइए कि the suggestions that you have made to the government as well as to the RSS कि या तो नए लॉ आप लाइए MSP को लेकर, या these current 3 laws have to be amended. Are you confident that your suggestions will be taken on board?
I think the government has given enough indications that they are ready to.
The government has said that it is willing to come down on certain things, whether it's bijli, whether it's on stubble burning ka punishment. But they have said that on MSP, there will be what is today in the law, that is going to remain. Meaning कि MSP अगर जिसको आपको इस्तेमाल करना वो भी हो सकता है, बाकी भी हो सकता है. But the farmers are insisting कि that should be part of the law. Right now, it's not part of the law. You want it to be.
I don't think what you are saying is very correct. Sorry to say that, but government has time and again said that we are ready to talk to the farmers and we are ready to amend anything as per our discussions. And I think ultimately the good sense will prevail with all the parties, with all the concerned people, and the farmers would be assured of some floor price. I wish it should be MSP, but even if it is, say, a floor price of cost plus 30% or 40%, also that would be good, because ultimately what we want is that farmers should not be at loss in any ways.
Well, on this note, Mr. Ashwani Mahajan, thank you so much for your time, for speaking to The Print. We hope that this deadlock between the farmers and the government breaks very soon, and that both sides agree on some sort of a compromise on this very contentious issue. Thank you for speaking to The Print. Thank you.
Thank you. Pleasure talking to you.